Banger, banger, we're in danger.
Danger, boys.
How do we get one like and no one's here yet?
It happens a couple of times. It's weird.
Is it Bill? Is it Bill? It's Bill.
It's Bill.
It's Bill.
Explains everything.
Okay, Bill.
Explains everything. Hey, Bill sent me a couple of really cool YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I'm going to play one of them here. It's about a 6-minute long one. Yeah. It won't be copyright issued. It's just one of those things. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
So, Brock Police. You mean well.
All right, Bob.
Good morning, everybody. There's already 100 people here. It's pretty good. There is already 100 people here. That means we should have 100 likes.
I mean, there's 100 people here.
Yeah, did you see this? 100 people.
There's already 100 people here.
There's already 100 people here.
In Australia. Jesus.
Yeah. So there should be at least 100 likes in the stream. Maybe 80. 80%. Give me an 80. Good morning. Do I see Waz? I miss you, Waz. Just saying. I haven't had a good ab workout in a while, Wazzy. Just saying. Good morning. Anybody that's a goofball, raise your hand. If you're a goofball, for the first 10 to 15 minutes of every morning here, raise your hand. Just be goofy. Wazzy's in Montana driving a really cool truck. Goofballs, it's just okay to be a goofball. It's actually very healing. We're not putting on airs here. We're not pretending to be something we're not. We're goofy. It's just the way it is. We're goofy. Goofy, I say. And walk away with a smile. Walk away with a smile when we're done today. We're gonna have fun. Let's learn. Let's laugh and love too, Pops. Okay, it's a good idea. Where is this?
Big retailers don't want you to have this zoom lens, but there's nothing they can do to stop it. So there's this new super powerful monocular.
The moment you realize you never existed at all. Have you ever had a moment so strange, so powerful, that you began to question everything you thought you knew about
This is about 6 minutes long. Say hello to each other,
and your very existence?
hang out, hug each other,
Think you
and then
exist
kind of check this
right
out.
now? And
Came from
someone
Bill
repeat
D.
these words. But what if I told you in reality?
So hang
It
out
wasn't
and
you
check
to
it
begin
out.
with.
It's about 6 minutes
And
long.
here is where it gets really interesting. What is ego death anyway? And here's the first big revelation. Ego death isn't physical death. It's not the end of your body or even your mind. Instead, ego death is the sudden collapse of your identity, the persona you've built throughout your entire life. But why does losing this ego matter so much? Think of your ego as a mask. You've worn it every day since you were a child. It has your name, your personality traits, your history, beliefs, opinions, and fears. It's comfortable, familiar. But here's the crazy part. What happens when the mask is suddenly ripped away? The moment it all collapses. This is where things get wild. Imagine you're standing in front of a mirror and suddenly you don't recognize the person staring back. Not because your appearance changed, but because you realize the person you thought you were never existed at all. But wait, how is that even possible? Ego death is like waking up from the most convincing dream you've ever had. It's the shocking realization that the self you've identified with your entire life was merely a story your mind has been telling you. And it gets even crazier when you ask, if I never existed, then who or what am I? This is the question that
5280. Have a
shapes
good
reality
day.
itself. It's the point of no return. You realize that the boundaries between you and the world were illusions all along. You've been thinking you're separate from the universe, but you're not. This realization might seem scary at first. After all, you've spent your whole life believing in this separate self, protecting it, building it, and even suffering because of it.
Good morning,
But
Higgs.
here's the beautiful part. If you never existed in the way you thought you did, suddenly every limitation, fear, and suffering connected to this imaginary identity vanishes. Have you ever experienced a temporary ego death? Share in the comments. Why do people seek ego death? Here's where it gets fascinating again. People don't just stumble onto ego death, they actively pursue it. But why chase something that literally erases who you think you are? Because ego death liberates you from mental chains you didn't even realize you had. It opens your perception to infinite possibilities, profound inner peace, and a sense of unity with everything. No longer trapped by the narrow perspective of the ego, life becomes vivid, alive, and profoundly meaningful. Can ego death be dangerous? This is a question you might be thinking now. After all, if everything you believed collapses, isn't that scary or risky? And here's the cautionary twist. It can be intense. It can be confusing. For some, ego death might initially trigger anxiety, fear, or confusion, especially if they resist letting go. But here's the reassuring truth. The fear comes only from your mind desperately clinging to an identity it created. When you surrender fully and realize there's nothing left to protect, you feel total freedom. It becomes clear the only thing that died was a false illusion anyway. How do you actually experience ego death? And here's where it gets practical and even a bit mysterious. Some achieve ego death through deep meditation, mindfulness practices, or spiritual exploration. Others encounter it spontaneously through psychedelic experiences or powerful emotional events. But regardless of how it comes about, the core of ego death remains the same. It's the unforgettable moment you realize the self you've defended your whole life was never real to begin with. What happens after ego death? And here's the profound part. Life after ego death isn't empty. In fact, it's richer, more vibrant, more connected, and freer than you ever imagined. You become the observer of life rather than someone who feels trapped in its drama. Suddenly, you live authentically because you're no longer protecting or maintaining a false identity. You love deeply, connect more genuinely, and experience emotions fully without attachment or suffering. If you resonate with the message in this video, write 2222 in the comments. The ultimate secret of ego death. And here's the ultimate revelation. Ego death isn't something external that happens to you. It's actually the unveiling of what has always been true. That you're not limited to a single, small identity. Instead, you are the limitless, timeless awareness in which all experiences occur. Ego death doesn't mean losing anything. It means gaining everything. You finally see reality clearly, exactly as it is, beyond the illusions created by your mind. And that is the moment you finally understand. You never existed at all. You were always something far greater. Ready to discover this for yourself?
Pretty outstanding. Pretty outstanding. These fake images that we make of ourselves, all the stories that we bought into and believed. And then we desperately hold on to them. That's pretty outstanding right there. Thank you for indulging myself in listening to that. I love hearing good teaching. And Bill, that was outstanding. Great, great one. The other one that you sent me to on the scale on time. Woo-wee. But I've always kind of dialed into that. We are in terms of time, billions and billions of years from the Big Bang to we're not even the width of a hair on a timeline. The timeline's like 800 miles long. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Billy D. Good morning to all y'all. Good morning. Did anybody like that? Give me 5 people that liked that. Chantal, I'm sorry to hear that. I got a little something in my glasses. Who liked that? That was pretty good. We have 100 people liked it. There's only 49 here, but it's weird how metaphysically up to 100 people could like it at one time. That was really good. What is in my glasses? I might have to get my backup pair here. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that, Chantal. Good morning, Hags. I see my buddy. I mean, I see everybody. Don't get me wrong. I have Hobo Kelly glasses over here. What kind of glasses do you guys have? I'm gonna show you something. Fungi Flex, where is it? Oh. Where is it? Well, that's not it. There we go. Start over. Okay. I'm too flexy for my tubs. Well, what are you guys thinking there? Huh? Laze? Rocking it in Detroit? What do you think? What do you think about what's going on over there in the Detroit Growhouse? New tech. Kind of using a new tech. Iceberg. The biggest iceberg I've ever seen. Who said it? Here, eggs, I think. Turnips. Those aren't mushrooms, you guys. I know they look like mushrooms, but those are actually turnips. Okay, no, they're not. They are really, yep. I'm trying to sink a couple of Titanics. Okay? Trying to get down, hi, Gypsy. Gypsy, I love you so much. I miss you. Those are we're turning them up. Jesus Christ. Yep, those were some, I had to flex it. I was doing, whoa. I have to flex. I have to show you guys Pop still has it going on. We've never stopped. We don't allow ourselves to stop. Okay, we're getting bigger and better. How big are those monsters? We'll discuss it this week, maybe? Towards the end of the week, I'm using a new tech. Yeah. Using a new tech. Seems to work pretty good, okay? But don't forget that we're also using, very refined clonage, and been working on it for generations now. So, but it's like, once I did that, I said, I still know how to do this stuff. I'm pretty good at this. I have to admit it. I feel good about it. Practicing, putting the time in and putting the passion in and putting your energy in and not looking for something back, but keep giving and keep giving to it. Can you guys see the difference? Can you please, somebody just raise their hand and tell me they do see the difference? Because I do. I mean, you start to see fruit in so many ways, and I don't mean big fruit. The fruit of this whole thing. You can just see it. Like, imagine if I was like, all it was about was the dollar. They'd still be this big, and I'd be popping them, and I'd be trying to get it, and I'd be stressed because I have a budget, and I got to pay this, and none of that goes on. We're just trying to get better at it. Not even trying. It's a byproduct of all of the other tries. Am I right, Waz? Am I right, Carnivorous? Am I right, Sue? I want to be right. I don't have to be right. I really don't. I just have to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working for me. And you guys are a big, huge part of it. Thank you. Thanks for letting me. If I didn't have you guys to share that with, it would just be me in a hidden little, basemental situation. And I get rewarded when I show off, okay? I mean flex. No, I mean instruct. Oh, good morning. Let's do a couple of rando factos, and then we have some work to do. We have to go to microdose class. You guys ready? McDonald's. Well, let's start this way. China has a university that has a higher difficulty graduation rate than Harvard. It's harder to graduate from here than Harvard. 1% of the people that go to this school graduate. They have 275,000. Here it is. McDonald's has its own university in Shanghai, China. It's called the Hamburger University. What else would it be called? It trains students in restaurant management skills, and it has over 275,000 graduates. With a selection rate of 1% at its campus, This intense week-long training program is more exclusive than Harvard. 1%. 1% of the people that apply to get into a hamburger university are allowed. The top 1%. How would you like to do this? How would you like to do this? Say you ordered let's say a flat screen TV on Amazon one day. Tells you about a week for delivery time. Within that week, you receive, in that week, you receive, instead of the TV, they sent you a military assault rifle. I can't wait to see my TV. It's here. It's here. UPS just dropped it off. I'm opening it up. Oh, my flat screen. I can't wait to mount it. I have a military assault rifle, and the ATF is coming soon. Whoops. Amazon. Aaron's like, I'll take it. You bad boys. How come all the bad boys are keeping it? All the girls are sending it back, and all the bad boys are like, hey, no serial number? You guys, I like assault rifles. What happened to the guy that ordered the assault rifle? Okay, what happened to him? Kim's keeping it. Kim's keeping the rifle. How do they do that? How do they do that? Okay. Nope, never received it. Nope, no, sir, we never got it. Okay. I never signed for it. Can you imagine Haig's Mr. Assault Rifle opens it up and he has a flat screen TV? It's like, what? Okay, so that was a good rando. Okay, that was a good rando. I'm pretty happy with that rando. How would you like to be such a, how about this? This guy doesn't want to spend any money. He's what they call a miser. This guy. Could you imagine, just any of us here, let's install a payphone in our house so if any guests come over and they want to use our phone, we really don't want to pay the bill, so they have to use a payphone in the house. Who's doing that? Not me. You could use my phone. I'll pay one long distance fee. I'll monitor it. I'd ask you to get off after about 10. I'm not doing a payphone in my house. Okay? I'm just not. I could afford one or two, whatever. Okay? Willow knows. J. Paul Getty, one of the richest men of all time, from gas and oil, had a payphone installed in his house so his visitors could use it instead of his. You cheap ass son of a no good phone calling, pay phoning, one nickel, one buffalo nickel. You, what the hell, cheapo? What? I'm not using your phone. You're keeping the change. I know it. This guy's making money off of his guests. He doesn't even, he's keeping it. He's in there digging through the change pile. Okay? That ain't right. Okay? What an oily personality, classic. We're not playing poker at that guy's house. Guys, I'm not going to J. Paul's for poker. What a jerk. Okay. Here's some natural fact. Let's hear this one. Oh my God, I've never heard it before. You can hear a hyena laugh from 8 miles away. 8 miles away. There's a hyena in down. See, I'm on 8 Mile right here. There's a hyena laughing in downtown Detroit, right on the riverfront. Wait a minute. I can hear it. What the heck? It's on the riverfront, Pops. Don't worry, it's nowhere near you. I'm getting out of here. Whoa, where? Wait. You want to go fishing? What the heck? That's loud. That's like really loud. And it didn't say a pack of hyenas. That's one hyena. Whew. Okay, that's a rando facto. Remember when the Russians invaded Berlin and the Americans? World War II, we're coming in from both sides. We're coming in from the west. Russians are coming in from the east. And we're sort of racing to take over Berlin. Who can win? Who can get Berlin first? And it was kind of equal. And we sort of eventually, we created an East Berlin and a West Berlin. But if you remember at the same time, Russians were closer to taking over, to killing Hitler. Hitler kills himself, and then he asks people to take him outside, take his body outside of the bunker, and burn it so it can't be identified and used for other reasons later on. Did that ever happen? It's mystery, history mystery. Who cares? But the Russians, because they're pretty good at propaganda, okay? And I'm not being political here. Everybody's good at propaganda. Everybody's good at propaganda. Their propaganda machine did this. They have a skull. And this skull is what they kept. They found a skull in the burn pile, supposedly. And they kept the skull as proof of Hitler's death. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad we got proof. We know for sure that skull, Hitler's out. After further analysis, we find out that the skull actually belongs to a woman. What? Did you guys really mess that one up? What? Excuse me? And we can tell, forensics knows, they can tell the difference between a male, female skull. Oh, I'm sure it's Ava clean, but still. Wait a minute. You guys have been packing around a female skull and waving it around and telling everybody. Yeah, no, we figured that one out pretty quick, okay? Yeah, some of you guys think he's in Argentina or ran off, huh? I don't think he got away. But I think that they had the wrong skull. 100 people is maybe he was a cross-dresser. Ew. Okay, enough Hitler. Anybody gonna miss their dog when the dog goes? Oh gosh. It'll be the death of me when Ruffy bails. I'm starting to build a Ruff fund. I might even have to do a GoFundMe page. I'm starting to save up a trust fund for Ruff for when he passes away. Because I found an institute, okay? It's called the Psalm Biotech Research Foundation. Pretty cool outfit. So I'm starting to save some money to the side. So when Ruffy does pass away, it's a dog cloning service in South Korea. A dog cloning service in South Korea. And for the small price of $100,000, they'll clone your dog for you. So I'm starting to save now. Accepting donations. $100,000 if you want your dog back. And gosh darn it, cloning, you know that's not going to be the same dog. It may look the same, but come on, same personality. It's going to wiggle its little tail exactly the same way. And even if it did, that would creep me out. I don't want the same exact little, oh, hey, he's worth 100 to not go. I might pay that to keep him around, but not to bring a bogey-wogey back. I don't know. I don't trust he's going to wiggle exactly the same. So no, I'm an out. I'm a hard no. I'm a hard no on that one. Until he passes away. Oh, all right, all right. Okay, couple more. Couple more. You ever thrown a penny or a nickel or a quarter into a wishing well or a fountain? There you go. I'm wishing that Jesus Christ in Australia gets a new girlfriend that he's nice to. I'm going to flip an extra quarter in there for the that he's nice to part. Okay? I'm going to do a quarter here or there. I admit it. I'm flipping a quarter here or there. Okay? They're usually for something about Jesus Christ. It's estimated that people throw approximately $4.5 million into fountains and wishing wells every single year. Every single year. $4.5 million in flippies. Flip, boop. I wonder how many of those wishes came true. $4.5 million. I'm going to put a wishing well in there are 100 people, you just said it. I'm putting one in my front yard. Okay? That's crazy. Let's talk about good parenting for just a second. We're going to talk about good parenting. A third grade girl was expelled from school for a whole year for carrying a dangerous weapon. Wah, wah. Her grandmother made a birthday cake for her and sent her to school along with the cake and a knife to cut it. Great one, Granny. The teacher used the knife to cut the cake for all the students and then reported the girl to the school authorities. I'm calling it an entrapment. Granny didn't want the kid. You know it. Granny did not want it. This kid's going away. What grandparent would give the kid a knife and send him back to school? Okay. Teacher, can you just ignore the cake and worry about school security? Teacher, you gotta go. Okay? You told us too late, you're licking the knife. Okay? Oh my goodness. The poor kid. Nippy, total setup. She's 10. Okay? She said, I don't know if the grandma told me to bring it. What? Wrong, I say. I'm going to read one more. One more. Give me 5 people that have liked Rando Facto so far today. Give me 5 people that have liked today's Rando Factos. Whoop. Okay, 5. That's 1. That's 2. Anthony the big man. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's we're counting them up. Here we go. Before I read the last Rando Facto, give me a number between 1 and 50. You can put up to 3 numbers on your line at one time. I'm going to send you a pack of supplementary supplements. Okay, give me the first person that has the number on that screen that matches the one that's in the chute over here. Okay, oh, I know, Niffy, we're like Pavlov's dogs when we hear that. Hags! Hags! No, I'm sorry, it wasn't you. Oh, geez, I gotta go back now. I miscounted. Wait. Oh, boy, Pops, you almost blew the game, but not quite, not yet. No, we're looking good. No, still looking good. No, I don't see the number yet. I don't see the number yet. I thought I did, but I didn't. I'm still waiting. Give me that number. Shoot me a number between 1 and 50. Put up to 3 on your line at one time. And you can repeat. You can repeat if you want. I'm waiting to see this number. You have a 20, if you're putting 3 on there, you have a 6% chance of getting it correct. 6%. That's not a lot. If you do it twice, that's 12%. Look at me doing math. I still don't see the number. Where's the number? Okay, I'm going to have to narrow it down. Am I going to have to narrow it down? Am I going to have to narrow it down and give you guys another shot here? Am I going to... Enormous! Correcto mundo. 24. Hags, I thought you did a 24, but I think yours was a 23. Enormous. He's very large in many ways, but mostly in kindness. Enormous. Send me your addressio, your address, to my email, and we're going to send you a pack of supplementary supplements. Okay? Enormous, I feel like I've sent you something before. I'm pretty sure. That's okay, I'm glad. But I don't know that it's your first win. We'll see when you send me your address. And I'm glad that you won. Here we go. Final one for today. Final, Red Boy. I want to say something to Red Boy in just a second. Anybody ever done the Ouija board before? Do you remember how, creepy Ouija boards could be? Do you remember Ouijas? Where you put your hand on the little marker thing, and it moves itself, and it points, and it does the whole thing for you. And you just know that there's a ghost in the room, or some spiritual situational is doing Ouija for you. And you usually wanted to do it kind of at night with a candle. How about the candle? Okay? You can't do that in the afternoon at a picnic. We never took that up. We never took the Ouija board to a picnic, as I recall. You didn't put it in the picnic basket. Usually, it was in the game stack, but you'd pull it out in an evening, often when your parents weren't home. Do you remember that? We did. We'd have 6 guys. We have 6 of us. Okay. We'd have 6 of us, right? And we'd all be like, oh no, our mom and dad gonna catch us in our next lie. Okay, so here we go. Ouija. The very first time they sat down to do the Ouija board, the makers of the Ouija board, they didn't have a name for it. So they told the board, we want you to name good luck. And next thing you know, it went around to the O, the U, the I, the J, and the A. It named itself. It said, I'm Ouija. And that means good luck. Now that's a crazy story. That's crazy. In 1890, when the Ouija board was asked what it should be called, it spelled out Ouija. After it was asked, what did that mean? And it says that meant good luck. My name's Ouija. Ouija. What does that mean? Simple. It means I'm good luck. That is pretty crazy, Nippy. 1890. I'd like to see one of the original boards. Imagine what that little wood marker would have looked like, right? And it's got some power in it now. You talk about energy, energy plus. Let's do a little bit of microdosing. We talked last week about microdosing. We're going to talk this week about bizarre, right, Eggs? I thought that was a good one. I thought that was a really good rando facto to endo today'o. It is pretty bizarre, though. It's like, what's your name, board? I'm Ouija. What does that mean? It could have meant a lot of things, but it sounds like it was a good board. It wanted to be. It had good intentions. Microdosing. Protocol. Protocol. Protocol means the process for your microdosing. Do you do just one and you don't do another for a month? Do you do 57 in a row? What's your protocol? There are some sort of agreed upon protocols. And when I say agreed upon, they're like traditionalized and they actually have a name attached to them. We're going to just discuss briefly today some of the different protocols. And then tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit more about what the difference in the protocols actually are and some of the next steps. Protocol. The word protocol simply means schedule or how often and for how long one should microdose. Protocol means how much and how often. Okay? All protocols are variations of the same basic rule. Start low, go slow, and take time off. Or it can also be said like this: not too much, not too often, and not too long without a break. An ER nurse that they talked to says, I like day 2 the best. So calm and so much control over my emotions and reactions. This is called the day 2 effect. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. There's a day 1 effect, often completely unfelt. And then just there's sort of a small buildup. And then there's a day 2 effect. And the day 2 effect, we'll discuss some clinical research on that tomorrow. Day 2 is better, the CEO of a multinational corporation said. Protocols in widespread include, I'm going to read to you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different protocols. Many of these you've probably heard of, okay? Fadiman protocol. It's called the Fadiman, Fadiman. The Fadiman protocol. Dose on day 1. No dose on days 2 and 3. Dose on day 4. No dose on days 5 and 6, and so on. So that's basically a dose, 2 days off, and a dose. Dose, 2 days off, dose. Dose, 2 days off, dose. That's the Fadiman protocol. The Stamets protocol. It's done for 4 days in a row, then take 3 days with no dosing. Typically, Stamets is also stacking. There's the Microdosing Institute protocol. That's every other day until you take time off. There's the Nightcap protocol. Take a microdose before going to sleep, following any of the other protocols. So you do the same protocol, but it's not a morning dose, it's a night dose. There's the intuitive protocol. People with enough experience base their microdosing schedules on prior results and intuition. The general rules above as to time off and breaks still apply. Keep in mind that the lower dose level is the preferred decision. We're going to discuss all of those protocols. Then there is the Amanita muscaria protocol. It's not quite microdosing, and we all know Amanita muscaria. We discussed it 2 to 3 weeks ago. It's a different kind of hallucinogenic, and there was that one Russian, the experienced Russian mycologist that talked about the benefits of it, and he seemed to be quite a proponent of it. The Baba Masha protocol. Take morning and evening unless insomnia results. Then take morning doses only. Take doses every day for 3 weeks. Stop for 4 to 7 days to observe changes. Repeat this 3-week course and then take another break. The effects are cumulative. Take no more than 4 or 5 courses a year. Again, that's Amanita muscaria. Okay? Note that all of the protocols but Masha's for Amanita muscaria include days off to prevent tolerance, needing more of a substance to get more of the same or possibly no effect. That's what they mean by tolerance. All of the protocols include longer breaks on a regular basis. If you are microdosing for the first time and aren't working with a coach program or a class, it's prudent to dose with one of the above tested and validated protocols within the recommended dose range. I'm really glad I'm getting this on tape here, because this is absolutely my belief and opinion, what I'm saying here. It's prudent to follow a protocol and use low doses. All right, I'm not a proponent, I never have been, of the trippy McTrippertons. As a matter of fact, not that long ago, let me just tell you what happened. Just be honest with you guys. I was dealing with a gentleman, and he was wanting a large amount. Not large, but more than a dose. And he writes back telling me about the trip, Tripperton. Okay. All right, that's good. It's good and reviewed. Nothing wrong with that. Next thing you know, I want more because I want to go on a bigger one. Wait a minute. The last thing I said was pretty big. You did the whole thing. Oh, yeah, it was a trip in McTripperton. I wrote back, you know what? Here's the truth. I can't support that. I can't be your source. Because it's not for me. I'm not doing this for you to test your ultimate limit and do what I personally consider, though I don't know you, abuse. It was coming across to me as what was being provided was being abused. Not for health reasons. And so I made my own judgment, and I just, we all follow, it's 100% my judgment, opinion, 100%. But I'm also the provider, and I'm also the guy at risk. I'm also the guy that if this guy does one wrong thing in his search for glory, there's somebody that they're going to go back to. So, I have to look at that. And Andy C, I'm not claiming to be. I'm claiming to be a responsible provider. And when I see somebody that I feel like from my perspective, it's going to be abused, then you can find another source. There's plenty of other people out there that'll help you. Okay? So that's my opinion on that. But you've never seen Pops not help people or not be the person that's going to be incredibly helpful and generous. But if you're the provider, and it's, I'm telling you guys that and not expecting you to like me necessarily for it. Some of you can have that opinion. But if you're looking out for other people, when you see them, it literally like, send me some more oxycodone. That stuff was really working. It's like, bro, you should just take a little bit here and there. Work with it. Figure out what's best for you. But if I see you just glugging the bottle, it's hard for me to send you another bottle. So, not hard for me. It's not hard at all, actually. I'm not sending you another bottle. You guys get what I'm saying? I didn't mean to be controversial here. Okay? Yes, Enormous, you can. That's exactly right, Niffy. I'm not. I'm looking to be a health provider. Okay? So, I feel like I'm getting defensive, and I'm not meaning to. I'm not. I started this whole thing out by saying I take care of being sure that I'm not abusive codependently. How's that? And that's why, exactly, or I know why we started it. Because I wanted to go on tape here to say, this is the appropriate way to microdose. I'm not saying don't macrodose on occasions for good spiritual reasons, etc. Because I do too. But I'm certainly not looking to fly an airplane. Having an easy to follow structure like this lets you focus on what you're noticing, your intention, your settings, your ongoing integration, and so on. If you've just taken a 14-gram dose and you think that's not enough, can you please send me 20? I'm not. You can find 20 many other places. Okay, that was what happened. And, telling me about it. And it's like, I'm glad you told me, but at the same time, I can't turn around and go, I want to really try it this time. No integration, no cognitive, hey, this is no time off. This is like another one. So, that isn't low and slow. Okay. Anyways, that was, I didn't mean to get controversial there, but I did want to get on tape to say that I'm not a proponent of abusing this in any way whatsoever. And if I feel like I'm getting involved in that, I'll take a quick step back. Okay? I'm going to just have to take a quick step back from that situation. What do you think, B?
So you're telling me there's 100?
There's 100
in here. Not a challenge.
It's not a challenge.
It's not a challenge.
No, that's 100 different doses.
It's 100 microdoses,
Yeah.
not a challenge.
Nope. Nope. Simply 100 days worth of integration, for want of a great word. Okay. Speaking of a whole lot of stuff, greed. The greedy one gathers all the cherries, while the simple one tasted all the cherries in one. We suffer, often unknowingly, from wanting to be in two places at one time, from wanting to experience more than one person can experience. This is a form of greed. It's a form of wanting everything. Feeling like we're missing out or that we've been left out. We want it all. But being human, we can't have it all. The tension of all this can lead to an insatiable search, where our passion for life is stirred but nothing's satisfied. When caught in this mindset, no amount of travel is enough. No amount of love is enough. No amount of success is enough. No amount of anything is enough. I'm not saying that we shouldn't explore our curiosity and venture into the unknown. I very much want to experience the world and to love and encounter new people in my life. What I'm referring to here is that seed of lack that makes us feel insufficient. And then somehow, to compensate, we start to race through life with one eye on what we have and one eye on what we don't. Greed is not restricted to money. It can work its appetite on anything. When we believe we are behind or less than, we somehow start to want more than we need. As if we don't have will, as if what we don't have will fill in our pain and make us feel whole. As if the things we haven't tasted will somehow bring us to life. The truth is that one experience taken to heart will satisfy our hunger to be loved by everyone. It's beautiful. I have one more small reading. That's beautiful. We chase and we think it's out there. And if we just experience that one few moments and got the fullness of the cherry, we think, oh, the best cherry's at the top of the tree. The best cherry is the one that I stopped and I flavored. And it wasn't necessarily at the top of the tree. The thing in the way. We tend to make the thing in the way. The way. We tend to make the thing in the way. The way. We were up early, eager to walk the botanical gardens of Montreal, where they have the largest bonsai collection in the world outside of Asia. I love bonsai. There was a time for about 10 years, I had 3 or 4 bonsai trees. And I was Mr. Miyagi, tending them, clipping them, training them a certain way. I had 4 bonsai trees in my place in California for about 10 years. I absolutely zenned out with my bonsai trees. And I wasn't even a Zen guy yet. I was still hypocritical, judgmental, but I didn't judge my bonsai trees. I loved my bonsai trees. I should get another one. Here we are. The largest bonsai collection in the world outside of Asia. I'm standing outside. I can't wait to go in this place and see these. I could imagine. We strolled towards the Chinese temple garden, a lush yet simple retreat from the street that covers acres. A place of renewal, or originally constructed in the 1600s, and it was moved by stone to Montreal in 1990. It was made in China in 1600. Stone by stone, they moved it to Montreal. As we approached the massive gate, it was locked. I panicked. I was frustrated. Ready to demand entry after driving 400 miles across the country to see this. Robert calmly, like the Oriental sage himself, retreated the situation as if it were a riddle to be entered until its very assumptions were shifted. He began to walk around the outer wall of the garden. It seemed insurmountable. I was frustrated. He kept slowly walking along the high wall. Since the garden stretched out for acres, I wondered if we were about to walk its entire perimeter. The thought made me cranky. He kept strolling. Suddenly, when we had walked further than was originally in our view, the walls disappeared. It turned out that this garden had no walls at all, save for the facade at its entrance. So we simply walked through the open grass to a path that welcomed us. How many thresholds that seem blocked or barred or locked only seem that way from its initial viewing? How many opportunities for true living are barrier free. If we can only remove ourselves and our minds from their traditional points of entry. I'd rather pound the gate down. Old Pops had pounded on gates. I'm getting in! Let me in! Go about 30 steps that way, pal. You get the most beautiful way into this garden. It's the way you're supposed to come in. We never unlock this door. We want you to take a stroll. We want you to walk around. Come check out our garden. And then you turn around, imagine turning around and leaving. It was locked! Those son of a guns, I wanted for Harmo. Take a stroll. Good stuff. Give me 5 people that are going to stroll today instead of bang it down. Take a walk. Practice kindness. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. We are having a good time. We're learning. We're learning stuff about ego death. We're having fun with rando factos. We're learning about microdosing. These readings, they're pretty darn good. Strolling today too, Hags. I'm going strolling, not scrolling, Kimmy. You guys are great. Boy, do you guys help me. You know, I'm so grateful that I get to be here every morning, that I have to prepare. I have to practice. I have to prepare. I have to come here with some meat, and then we just let it roll and turn it into what it's going to grow into for the day. And thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Anybody need anything, reach out to me. I promise not to judge you too much, but don't go crazy. Don't act crazy and expect me to want to play. That's all. All right, if I'm feeling like you're going crazy, I'll take a step back. But if you're not going crazy, I'm out here, okay? Right, King? Thanks, Hags. I'll see you guys here. Same mush time, same mush channel tomorrow. And let me scroll you guys out right now. I love you guys very much. You make me feel good and grateful for being here. Michael, that's exactly what we try to do, right? Practice what we teach. Derek Anderson and Hags and Aaron strolling and Sam and Herbie and Nerdy Herbs. Thanks for all your work. Nerdy and Cat Meowzilla and B. Hendricks. You can smell a lily. I can hear a hyena, as a matter of fact, 8 miles away. Shy, got him it. Saul, good job. Aaron Hags, thank you. King and Nerdy and Clean and Cat Meowzilla and Derek Anderson. 100 people, thank you. Brian C, Shy, Trenty, Joel E, Don Fife, JB, Jesus Christ in Australia. Stop locking the door. Tina M, Clean Grow, Billy D, Gypsy, I was glad to see you. Aaron, Justin's okay. Carnivorous, Jesus Christ. Catzilla, Susu, Little Sue, Kimberly, Billy D, Clean Grow, Jesus Christ. Red Boy, I'm sorry I got your package. I'll open it in the group tomorrow. I forgot to do it today. I'll open it tomorrow. It's sitting right here. It's wonderful. I love it. I'll open it tomorrow. Anthony, Michael, Hags, peace and pops. Bam! That's a snap to my guy. Hags, Nippy, love you, girl. Classic Blaster, Mr. Phillips Herbs, and Michael Shanti Patterson, Sam Posick, Notorious, Corey D, there he is. King Metro, Justin LaFlower, Jesus Christ, and Nerdy and EMT and Willow, thank you. Mr. 420, Aaron, Laura, have a divine day. Was he 5280 all day? Enormous and Red Boy, thank you. Enormous Tina, hello. Sam and Jesus and Croaky, croak 'em if you got 'em. Road to 100. Turbo Munch, Sue. Turbo Munch, I like that. Michael, Enormous, Pidgey, Page. Pops, 4 things. Let's be impeccable with our word. This thing's super powerful, and we can do so much good with it. Some bad too. Let's ignore, don't do the bad, do the good. Impeccable, impeccable, impeccable. When you're impeccable, you won't take things personal. Don't have expectations, dumb resentments waiting to be born. And fourthly, do your best, just like you're doing right now. See you tomorrow.